Everyone has stayed healthy, and for the most part, we've been able to function quite well. Everybody has been working from home since about mid-March, and we've just started to reopen the office now with only a few people in at any one time. We're regulating who from the investment team can be in at any time. Our trading and back office has functioned remarkably well with no major glitches. Our investment team has been communicating via Microsoft Teams chat and video conferencing, and that's worked quite well. We still have our formal weekly investment meeting, and obviously that's by Microsoft Teams. And from a market viewpoint, it's been quite a roller coaster ride. While our investment approach and philosophy has not changed, we've had to adapt how we go about doing our work. As I mentioned, Teams chat and video calls have taken the place of live meetings. We can't travel, so we've used conference calls and video calls to keep in touch with the management teams of the companies that we own. We've probably spoken with 95% of the companies we own, and otherwise we keep in touch by email. Much of our work is just reading annual reports and research reports and getting information off the internet, and that part of it hasn't changed. Conferences have gone virtual, so we don't need to travel for those. So by and large, I think we've done a pretty good job of managing it in this situation. We had some pretty significant downturns in some of our stocks, such as Borg-Warner, Interpublic Group, Weir, and Nutrien, but they've pretty well recovered by this point. Some of the stocks held up quite well, such as Booz Allen Hamilton, DKSH, Makita, Oracle, and Murata. It was a very sharp, quick sell-off, and in a lot of cases the volumes were very low, and so it was tough to buy or sell at any time. Well, the only stock that we really sold because of the current situation is Nielsen. Nielsen's in the marketing services business, and we had real concerns about the balance sheet and cash flows for Nielsen. And so we ended up selling Nielsen because of the current environment. We also sold Hain, not because of COVID, but because the price had gotten to a point where we simply found a better idea for the portfolio. And it was a small holding in the portfolio anyway. We have not made any purchases with a view to COVID-19, but we have replaced the stocks we sold with a couple of new ideas. Baidu is an interesting value given its dominant position in the Chinese search market, and it's making massive investments in artificial intelligence, driverless cars, and home speakers and operating systems. Bureau Veritas we've owned in the past, and we bought the stock because the price came down significantly in the last few months to where it became good value again. Bureau Veritas is a leader in the test, inspection, and certification markets globally. Well, the new normal might be a period of low economic growth for some time to come, and in a world of negative to slightly positive 10-year government interest rates, maybe the new norm for equities is low to mid-single-digit type returns. We'll see new fiscal spending on the part of governments around the world, likely supporting technology, innovation, the environment, and infrastructure goals. This will be financed by more debt, new and different forms of taxation, and continued low interest rate policies on the part of monetary authorities. And this is going to result in a new redistribution of incomes and wealth. What we are working to do is first to ensure that the companies we own have sufficient liquidity and staying power to get through this period, but also to identify growth trends that are independent of the economy and maybe identify companies that may benefit from that and where the market has not yet recognized these opportunities. It's been our practice and experience that because we buy leaders who are gaining market share, our portfolio companies come out of tough times in better competitive position. And while this might not prevent material stock price declines in the short term, the businesses should ultimately win.